Decision making. Is it an art or a science? Hi, my name is Sai. Today I'll attempt to rationalize the seemingly subjective process of making a decision, because as we learn more about the human brain, we understand the cognitive processes that underlie decision making, such as the regions of the brain responsible for making decisions, the impact of emotions, and the role that memories and knowledge plays in influencing us. This understanding has allowed researchers to develop models and frameworks to help people make better decisions. So yes, decision making is a science. An article by Psychology Today compiled the latest research on the neuroscience of making choices made possible by breakthroughs in brain scan technology. For example, a 2014 study conducted in Switzerland discovered that regions of the prefrontal cortex, the logical planning center of the brain, show increased activity during all decision-making processes. Previously, it was believed that the planning center is only active during goal-oriented decisions and not during flexible instinctual choices, but this study completely refutes that. A 2015 study in Okinawa delved deeper and found the key part of the brain responsible for decision-making called the striatum, which operates as a hierarchy with 3 subregions. The ventral region controls the motivation behind a decision. The dorsomedial region controls adaptive decisions that we make in response to rewards and consequences. And the dorsolateral region controls the routine actions we regularly take. Although they have distinctive roles, they ultimately work together in different phases of decision-making. All of this shows that decision-making is ultimately in your control. You have the power to break patterns of behavior simply by making better choices through understanding the science of decision-making. Now, some argue that decision-making should be considered an art because it involves intuition and creativity while being influenced by emotions. This is somewhat true. Decision-making is strongly influenced by emotions, which is why even smart people do dumb things. But science has allowed us to learn the biological impetus of this influence. A documentary called The Brain, conducted by neuroscientist David Engelman, delves into the many small decisions that we so often make, such as choosing between mint or lemon froyo. He describes it as there being 2 rival networks fighting it out in the brain. As one begins to get the upper hand, it causes the other one to be less active, until a threshold is crossed and a decision is made. Every decision we make is defined by this conflict, most of the time without us being aware of it, which leads credence to the art theory. However, understanding this phenomenon allows for predictions to be made. A study conducted by Professor Reed Montague showed results allowing for him to be 95% certain about which political party a person will vote for based on their brain's response to disgusting imagery. The more disgusted they are, the more likely they are to vote conservative. So, since we can accurately predict this seemingly instinctive and subjective decision, we should also be able to take better control of our decisions by understanding and influencing the emotional impulses that we have. Cognitive biases influenced by emotions and prior knowledge can lead people to make suboptimal decisions, such as overconfidence bias, confirmation bias, and the framing effect. This is why decision-making should be understood and practiced as a science, using models like the multi-stage decision tree to map out alternatives, or quantitative methods like the payoff matrix to quantify the risks and rewards. By analyzing data, evaluating options, and minimizing risks, individuals and organizations can make more informed, effective, and successful decisions. Thank you for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe for future content.